Every 34 seconds, another American suffers a heart attack. But the real killer doesn't strike in broad daylight. He operates in silence, during the very hours you feel the most peaceful, while you are asleep. It is a silent architect, a cruel builder. Every night, it diligently builds deadly walls inside your body. Science calls it atherosclerosis, but I call it by its true name, the nocturnal calcification storm. Imagine this. Your arteries, which were born to be as flexible as rubber hoses, are now, after age 60, slowly turning into brittle, fragile, calcified pipes. This process doesn't wait for the morning. It's at its most aggressive while you are sound asleep. A shocking study from the European Heart Journal revealed a terrifying truth: the risk of heart disease and cardiovascular events skyrockets between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. Why? Because that's when the arterial plaque that formed and hardened overnight is most likely to rupture, forming deadly blood clots that cause the symptoms of stroke or stop the blood flow to your heart entirely. Your doctor might give you pills to manage your high blood pressure, but they overlook the root cause: how to prevent a heart attack by clearing out this calcified scale. But what if I told you that you could turn those 8 hours of sleep from a time of destruction into a time of repair and regeneration? What if there were a natural method, a proven system, that could clean your arteries while you sleep? And at the end of this video, I will reveal to you a secret enzyme from Japan, a gift from nature, the only known substance that can directly dissolve the fibrin mesh that forms blood clots, clearing the path for life itself. Tonight, I won't give you a list of tips. I will give you a complete shield protocol. A 3-phase system to protect your heart until age 90 and beyond. But before we dive into phase 1, I need to ask you this, and be honest with yourself. Do you ever feel that pinch in your chest when you walk just a little too fast? Or do you hold your breath every morning when you check your high blood pressure, praying the numbers haven't climbed higher? If the answer is yes, please type yes quietly in the comments below. You are not alone. Harold is here, reading every comment, and we will face and overcome this together. Now, join me as we embark on a journey to cleanse and rebuild your heart. Are you familiar with this little box? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a perfect, orderly row. For years, I believed this plastic container was my shield. I believed these statins, these blood pressure pills, were my promise for a safe tomorrow. I was believing a lie. And it almost cost me my life. I am Harold, and this is my story. I was once exactly where you are. I, too, measured my blood pressure each morning with a silent dread. I, too, told myself that I was doing everything right. Until one cold November night. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to a pain I will never forget. It wasn't a sharp sting. It was a pressure, as if an iron fist was slowly squeezing the life out of my heart. In that moment, I wasn't thinking about medical charts. I thought about my wife sleeping peacefully beside me. I thought about my granddaughter, whom I had promised to teach how to fish the following summer. I thought about all the things I hadn't finished. And I realized a terrifying truth. Those pills were not a shield. They were just a temporary bandage on a wound that was festering deeper inside. That absolute terror, thankfully, was not the end. It was a beginning. It led me on a tireless journey. I read hundreds of forgotten studies. I sought out and spoke with leading functional medicine experts, those who dared to look at heart disease from a completely different angle. And I discovered something that stunned me: they all agreed on one fundamental truth. It is this: we are fighting heart disease the wrong way. We are trying to clean a house that is on fire, while completely forgetting to put out the flames first. From that core truth, I spent months building the nightly shield protocol. It's not a magic bullet. It's a strategy. An intelligent, 3-phase approach based on a simple logic: calm the fire - clear the path - fortify the engine. Today, I will share this entire system with you, holding nothing back. If my story just now, even just a little bit, resonated with a part of your heart, or reminded you of your own experiences? Would you do me a kindness and just type the number 1 in the comments? Just the number 1. So I know I am not alone on this journey, and neither are you. Thank you. Now, let's step into phase 1 of the protocol together, calming the storm of inflammation. Look at this flame. It's not a raging wildfire. It smolders, it persists, and it destroys in silence. This is the most accurate picture of the first enemy we must face, chronic inflammation. You cannot clean or rebuild anything on a foundation that is on fire. Every effort would be in vain. Every good brick you lay would eventually be destroyed by that flame. That is why phase 1 of this protocol is not about cleaning plaque. It is about putting out the fire. We must extinguish the inflammatory storm that is ravaging the delicate lining of our arteries, the very thing that allows atherosclerosis to form and grow. In this phase, we have 3 weapons. 3 heroes that will bring peace to your system. Weapon number 1, magnesium glycinate, Mother Nature's tranquilizer. Do you often toss and turn at night, your body exhausted but your mind refusing to rest? Are you bothered by leg cramps? Or do you feel your heart sometimes beating erratically for no reason? That is not just old age. That is the cry for help from a body deficient in a crucial mineral, magnesium. Over 70% of seniors are deficient in magnesium, and this is a tragedy. Because magnesium has 2 critical missions. First, it helps your muscles, including the smooth muscles in your artery walls, to relax. When your arteries relax, high blood pressure naturally comes down. Second, it calms the nervous system, reducing the stress hormone cortisol, the substance that is silently poisoning your heart. But not all magnesium is created equal. Many types sold in drugstores, like oxide or citrate, can be harsh on the stomach. The form I trust and use every night is magnesium glycinate. It is incredibly gentle and has the best absorption. The action is very simple. Every night, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed, I stir 1 scoop of magnesium glycinate powder into a glass of warm water and drink it slowly. The change doesn't happen overnight, but after about a week, I began to notice something miraculous. I started falling into a deep, dreamless sleep. More importantly, I woke up with a sense of peace, no longer feeling that vague anxiety in the morning. My heart felt lighter. Weapon number 2, curcumin and black pepper, the elite firefighting squad. If magnesium is the peacekeeper, then this next duo is our elite firefighting squad. I'm talking about curcumin, the magical yellow compound inside turmeric. Thousands of studies have proven its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Curcumin directly switches off the main inflammation-causing pathway in our cells. But curcumin has a weakness: it's very difficult to absorb. It's like a brilliant firefighter who doesn't have the key to get into the burning house. And this is where the second hero appears, piperine, the compound in black pepper. Piperine is the key. It can increase the absorption of curcumin by up to 2000%. This action is ritualistic and very pleasant. Every evening, I make myself a cup of golden milk. All it takes is a glass of warm milk, almond or cow's milk both work, 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder, and most importantly, a tiny pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Arthur, a 73-year-old friend in our community, used to have a C-reactive protein, CRP, level 3 times the normal limit. After 3 months of this golden milk habit, his levels returned to the safe zone. He told me with emotion in his voice, "Harold, I feel like I've finally put out a fire that's been smoldering inside my chest for a decade." Weapon number 3, the 4-7-8 breath, the master switch of calm. The final weapon in this phase costs nothing, but its value is priceless. It is always with you. It is your breath. Our bodies have 2 modes, fight or flight, when stressed, and rest and digest, when relaxed. Most of us, due to anxiety and heart disease, are stuck in fight mode. The 4-7-8 breathing technique is the master switch to bring you back to rest mode. Do it with me now. It's very simple. Sit with your back straight. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle, whoosh sound. Close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose as you silently count to 4. Hold your breath for a silent count of 7. Exhale completely through your mouth, making that whoosh sound again, for a silent count of 8. Repeat this cycle 3 to 4 times. Can you feel that? The stillness is spreading. Instantly, you are commanding your body to be calm. You are telling your heart, it's okay. Everything is fine. It is now time to rest and to heal. So, we now have our first 3 weapons: magnesium to relax, turmeric to fight inflammation, and the breath to find peace. I want to ask you a very simple question. Of these 3, which one are you most excited to try tonight? If it's magnesium, please type the number 1 for me. If it's the golden milk with turmeric, type the number 2. And if it's the 4-7-8 breath, type the number 3. Just choose one and begin. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And be ready, because once the fire is under control, we will enter phase 2 in the next segment, bringing in the elite cleanup crew, to deal with the most stubborn and dangerous plaque. The highways inside your body stretch for thousands of miles. This is our vascular system. When we are young, these roads are clear, and traffic flows smoothly. But after years of smoldering inflammation, wreckage is left on the side of the road. This is arterial plaque. And the 2 most dangerous enemies, always lurking and ready to cause a fatal traffic jam, are misplaced calcium and the fibrin mesh that forms blood clots. Now that the fire has been controlled in phase 1, it is time to call in the most professional cleanup crew. Welcome to phase 2. Weapon number 1, vitamin K2, in -7 Malawian kwacha's form, the calcium traffic cop. Let's talk about calcium. It's a good citizen, but it's often in the wrong place. We need calcium for our bones and teeth. There, it is a hero. But when it deposits in our arteries, it becomes a stubborn invader, turning our flexible roads into brittle, calcified pipes. So, how do we command calcium to go where it belongs? The answer lies in a vitamin that 99% of people overlook, vitamin K2. Imagine vitamin K2 as a diligent traffic cop. It stands at the intersection of your body and issues 2 critical commands. It gives the green light to a protein called osteocalcin, signaling, take all this calcium into the bones and fortify our foundation. Simultaneously, it gives the red light and activates another protein called MGP, signaling, calcium is forbidden to deposit here. Clear all calcium out of the artery walls and soft tissues immediately. This is a biological marvel. And the most powerful form of K2 for this mission is -7 Malawian kwachas, found abundantly in a Japanese fermented dish called natto, or in high-quality supplements. The proof? The Rotterdam Heart Study, a massive scientific project that followed nearly 5,000 people for 10 years, found that those with the highest intake of vitamin K2 in their diet had a staggering 57% lower risk of dying from heart disease. That number is not a coincidence. Eleanor, a lovely 71-year-old member of our community, came to me in fear. Her coronary artery calcification, CAC, score was 450, a truly alarming number. After a year of diligently supplementing with K2 on our advice, her next scan showed an incredible result. The calcification process had not only stopped accelerating, but it showed signs of significantly slowing down. The radiologist himself had to ask her in amazement, "Ma'am, what have you been doing?" Weapon number 2, nattokinase, the secret clot-busting enzyme from Japan. And now, for the weapon I believe is the most important, the crown jewel of the entire nightly shield protocol. When a doctor prescribes you blood thinners, those drugs work by preventing new accidents from happening. They reduce the ability of platelets to stick together. That is very important. But they don't do one thing: clean up the wreckage that is already there. The weapon I am about to reveal, it doesn't just prevent. It cleans. I am talking about nattokinase. This is a natural enzyme, discovered by a Japanese scientist, Dr. Hiroyuki Sumi. He found it in a natto dish we just mentioned. What makes nattokinase so unique is its extraordinary ability. It can directly dissolve fibrin. What is fibrin? It is the protein mesh, like a spider's web, that forms the structure of every single blood clot. Nattokinase acts like a biological cleanup crew, going into your blood vessels and degrading that fibrin web, freeing the flow of life. It's like the tow truck arriving to clear the traffic jam on your internal highway. A crucial note of caution: if you are taking any prescription blood thinners like warfarin, Coumadin, Plavix, or Xarelto, you must consult your doctor before considering nattokinase. Your safety is paramount. James, the 82-year-old I mentioned earlier, had become so frail that his family feared he couldn't live alone. He had a history of atrial fibrillation, and the risk of stroke was always hanging over him. After getting approval from his doctor, he began incorporating nattokinase into his nightly protocol. 6 months later, it wasn't just his health that improved. His freedom returned. He recently traveled by himself to visit his grandchildren, something his entire family thought was no longer possible. He told me, "Harold, every night when I go to sleep, I know there's a team of guardians patrolling my blood vessels. That feeling is peace." We've just covered 2 incredibly powerful weapons. Vitamin K2, the traffic cop, and nattokinase, the cleanup crew. Now, I'd like to know which of these 2 impressed you and gave you the most hope. If it was vitamin K2, could you please type K2 in the comments? If it was nattokinase, please type natto. Just one word. So I know my message has reached you. And stay with me. Because once the highways are clear, we must do one final, crucial thing: refuel and fortify the engine of life itself. That is phase 3. Do you hear that? That is the sound of revival. In phase 1, you extinguished the fire. In phase 2, you cleared the highways. But a polished car on an open road is useless if the engine inside is weak and running on empty. Your heart is that engine. A phenomenal muscle, beating over 100,000 times a day, without a moment's rest. After decades of tireless work and after enduring the damage from inflammation and blockages, it needs an overhaul. It needs premium fuel. Welcome to the final, and most rewarding, phase: fortifying the engine. Weapon number 1, coenzyme Q10, in ubiquinol form, the spark plug for your heart. Imagine every cell in your body is a tiny power plant. And inside each of those plants, there are thousands of spark plugs that create the energy of life. That spark plug is coenzyme Q10. Nowhere in the body is this spark plug more needed than in the heart. But here is a harsh truth: as we age, our body's ability to produce CoQ10 plummets. And even more tragically, the biggest silent thief of CoQ10 is the very statin medication that millions of people take every day. That's right. The drug prescribed to protect the heart is unintentionally draining the very energy source the heart needs to function. This explains why so many people on statins feel tired and achy. They aren't just getting weaker, they are running out of battery. Supplementing with CoQ10 is like putting a new set of spark plugs in your engine. It provides the essential spark needed to burn fuel and create powerful energy. The best form to look for is ubiquinol, as it is much more easily absorbed and utilized by an older body. The action: CoQ10 is fat-soluble, so take it with a small, fat-containing snack in the evening, like a few walnuts or a spoonful of almond butter, to maximize its absorption. Carol, who is 77, once told me her greatest joy was gardening, but she could only last 15 minutes before having to go inside to catch her breath. She had mild heart failure and was always exhausted. After 4 months of adding ubiquinol to her protocol, she sent me a picture. In it, she was smiling radiantly, holding a basket full of ripe tomatoes. She wrote, "Harold, I was in the garden all morning today. I could feel the sun on my back, smell the damp earth, and I was no longer afraid of that familiar feeling of being out of breath. Thank you for giving me my stolen energy back. Weapon number 2, high-potency omega-3, the system-wide lubricant. If Coke 10 is the spark plug, then omega-3 is the highest-grade lubricant for your entire engine. An engine that runs dry will create friction, overheat, and quickly break down. Your heart is no different. Omega-3s, specifically 2 fatty acids named EPA and DHA, act as a superior motor oil. EPA primarily works as a powerful anti-inflammatory agent, helping to keep the engine from overheating. It also has an amazing effect on improving mood, bringing a sense of calm. DHA, on the other hand, is a key structural component of the brain and retina. For the heart, it is critical for stabilizing the heart's rhythm, like keeping the engine running smoothly, without sputtering or skipping a beat. Omega-3s also help to lower triglycerides, a type of bad fat that can clog your fuel lines. The action, while eating fatty fish is good, to get a therapeutic dose, using a high-quality, purified fish oil is a smart choice. Look for products that have been filtered to remove heavy metals and have a high concentration of EPA and DHA. When you combine these two fuels, you are not just strengthening the heart. You are creating harmony throughout your entire body. A calm heart in a clear mind. A smooth, efficient engine, ready for the long journey ahead. So we have 2 premium fuels for our engine. Now, I want to ask you, which fuel does your engine need more of? Do you feel like you're out of battery, lacking energy and stamina? If so, please type the word battery in the comments. Or do you feel your system needs lubrication, a sense of calm, rhythm, and smoothness? If so, please type the word oil. Let me know. Listen to what your body is telling you. And once you've done that, stay with me for these last few moments. We have completed the protocol. Now it's time to look back at the journey and welcome a new dawn. Look out that window. Even if it is evening now as you watch this, somewhere on the horizon, a new dawn is waiting for you. It is not just the dawn of a new day. It is the dawn of understanding. The dawn of control. Our journey through the Nightly Shield protocol has come to an end. You have bravely faced difficult truths. You have learned how to extinguish the smoldering fires of inflammation. You have discovered the secret weapons to clear life's most critical highways. And you have understood the importance of fortifying the very engine of life itself. You see, after these last 30 minutes, something has changed forever. You are no longer a patient, passively listening to health advice. You have become an engineer of your health. You have become a strategist for your longevity. You are no longer a victim of the aging process. You are the guardian of your own heart. This is not a list of tips that you will forget tomorrow. This is a system. A map that you can return to anytime you feel lost. This is your new power. And to turn this understanding into action, to turn this knowledge into a commitment to yourself, I want to invite you to do one last thing. One very simple, yet incredibly powerful thing. Please type a single word in the comments below for me. Ready. Nothing more. Just that one word. To declare to yourself, and to this entire community, that you are ready for a new chapter that is healthier, more peaceful, and freer. And if this protocol has truly brought you value and hope, please press the like button so this message can reach others who need it, perhaps your friends or family. And please press subscribe to become an essential part of the Senior Health with Harold family. Now, go to sleep. But tonight, go to sleep with a completely different feeling. Not with the fear of what might happen in the night. But with the profound peace of knowing that your body, under your guidance, is not just sleeping. You are healing. Thank you for watching.